Hey there, boys and girls, this is Mr. Cook, and today we're doing Chapter 4, Lesson 8, Missing Addends on this Monday, January 25th. So the thing that we're going to start off with is going to be our problem of the day. This is going to be one of our subtraction problems that we're going to work on. So it says the zoo has 9 flamingos that live in the West Lagoon. 3 of the flamingos fly to the East Lagoon to nest. So how many flamingos are actually left? So up here, I know that we're talking about flamingos because that says it right down here in the bottom. So, I know that I have 9 flamingos, and I know that 3 of them are flying away. That means we're getting 3 of them to leave. So we're doing 9 minus 3. Now, one thing that we can do is we can start off by doing our count back method if you want, but if you don't want to do that, you can also draw a picture. So to draw this picture, we only draw the biggest number when we do subtraction, alright? So we're only going to draw the number 9. So here we go. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So when we have taking 3 away or subtracting 3, that means we're just going to get rid of 3 of these guys right here. Remember, we're not going to be drawing 3 because that's how we do addition. So what we have left here, boys and girls, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I know that 9 minus 3 equals 6, and we have 6 flamingos. If you want to do the count back method, you grab the biggest number here, which is 9, and you count back 3. So you go 9, 8, 7, and 6, kind of the same way for that one. Alright, so boys and girls, let's get started today on our missing addends. So there are 4 students running on a track. There are more students practicing their hurdles, so we don't know what that one's going to be. There are 22 students on the track in all, so how many students are practicing their hurdles? Now, I'm going to set this up kind of like my part-part whole map. I know this one says addition, but you can also think subtraction when you're doing this. So, let's start off by drawing my part-part whole map right here. So if I have my part-part whole, I know that my whole is going to be 22. Part of it is going to be 4, and we do not know what that one's going to be right there, alright? So, there's a couple things that we can do. When we do this for addition, we always have this one plus this one equals this one. Now, when we do subtraction, we can also do this. We can do 22 minus 4 equals this number right here, because we're almost looking like a fact family on this part. So, what I want to do is instead of drawing 22 circles, I'm actually going to use my count back method here to work with this guy. So, I'm going to start with the number 22, and I know I'm going to count back 1, 2, 3, and 4 on this guy, so I know that one's going to work for me. So, if I do 22 minus 4, it should be the same exact thing as 4 plus something equals 22, because that's my part that I'm missing right on that end right there. So, let's count back. So I start with 22, it goes 21, 20, 19, 18. So it should be 18 right here. Another way that we can check this right now is actually use my count up method to figure out 18 plus 4. So if I do 18, and I use my count up method by counting up 1, 2, 3, and 4, that should equal 22. So 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. So our answer here, boys and girls, is that there are 18 students practicing the hurdles. We're going to be doing the same thing right here. We're using related facts to help us find the missing addend. So boys and girls, subtraction and addition pretty much go together the same because we're using the same exact numbers but in a different way. One thing that I told my kids the other day is when you do addition, we realize that the biggest number is always at the end. But when we do subtraction, we notice that our bigger number is always going to start in the beginning. So keep that in mind right there, boys and girls. It looks a little different, and we're going to try to keep this equal sign right there in the middle for you guys as well, not to confuse you with anything. So, when we have our part-part whole map over here, if I was doing 7 plus something equals 12, it's the same exact thing as trying to find this out by doing 12 minus 7. Now, this way might be a little easier for you because it's just a simple problem of trying to figure out what 12 minus 7 is. This way would be a little more tricky because you have to think, okay, 7 plus what is going to equal to 12? So I have to try to do a little more math here, maybe draw a couple more pictures. But I'm actually going to solve this one by doing subtraction. So if I did 12 minus 7, I show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And I'm going to take 7 away. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And that would show me that I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I know my answer is going to be 5 right there. When we do related facts, though, boys and girls, I'm also finding missing parts that could be used for addition. So if I know 12 minus 7 equals 5, that's the same exact thing as 12 minus 5 equals 7. And if I know 7 plus 5 equals 12, it's the same thing as doing 5 plus 7 equals 12. This whole set right there, boys and girls, is going to be called a fact family. Within a fact family, you use 3 numbers to get 4 problems to figure out all of these guys here. Let's practice a little more. So using this mat here, we are going to find out the missing product here. So we can use small objects at home, you can use anything around your house. In class, we do have things that we can work with too. All right, so we have a 5 for my part. The whole is 13, so we're trying to figure out what this part's going to be. That's my missing addend right there, boys and girls. So remember, 5 plus something equals 13. But also could be, if we take our whole and take away 5, that could also be our missing addend right there. So we're going to use this both ways to try to figure it out. Let's do subtraction, because I think this way is actually the easier way, because it's more straightforward, because I can just do 13 minus 5 instead of having to think about what number can go in right there. So let's try to solve it. So doing 13 minus 5, let's do my picture method here. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Now I know I'm going to take away 5, so I'm going to count back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm left with all of these right here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this one should be 8 right there, and I can always double check it. If I have 8 plus 5, I know if I count up 5, so I have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. That one does work. So we know that 13 minus 5 is 8. And if I'm thinking addition on this way, I know that 5 plus 8 equals 13, because those are the 2 smaller parts that equal the whole down there on the bottom. Last one here, boys and girls. I'm going to let you guys get off and work on the stuff today. So last one here, we're going to find out this part right here. Something plus 5 is going to equal 8 down here on the bottom. So let's take a look here. If I'm thinking subtraction, that means I have to take the whole and minus the part that I know. So that should be 8 minus 5 equals something here. If we're doing addition, that means I have to do something plus 5 equals 8. But let's do the subtraction piece, because that one's actually a lot easier to work with because I know these numbers. 8 minus 5. So show me 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take away 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Should be left with those 3 right there. So 3 goes in this part right there. So I know that 8 minus 5 equals 3. I also know that 3 plus 5 equals 8. Alright, so boys and girls, this is what you guys got going on today. You're doing pages 325 and 328. You can also do optional pages if you want to be amazing and do pages 329 and 330. Kids in class, you're going to work with us. Good to go. Alright, boys and girls, good luck.